The cafeteria at Elmwood Academy buzzed like a hive on steroids, silverware clinking against trays, laughter ricocheting off the vaulted ceilings that screamed old money. Connor Hale slammed his fist on the oak table, his voice slicing through the din like a knife through butter. "Look at that freak show over there. Cooking Daddy's little rainbow warrior." Heads turned, snickers rippling outward as Justin Reyes, tray in hand, froze mid-step, his face draining of color faster than milk spilling from a tipped carton. Justin's dad, Miguel, had been the head cook at this elite upstate New York boarding school for 15 years, slinging comfort food to kids who summered in the Hamptons and wintered in Aspen. Justin, 18 and lanky as a willow branch, helped out after classes, scrubbing pots, chopping onions until his eyes watered like they were crying for him. But today, with his faded Nirvana tee tucked into jeans that had seen better days, he was just trying to grab a sandwich before lit seminar. Connor's words hit like a sucker punch, the kind that doesn't bruise but leaves you gasping. "You're pathetic, Reyes," Connor pressed, his blue eyes, cold as Lake Placid in January, locked on Justin's. The table of lacrosse bros erupted, one of them, Tyler, with his gelled hair and trust fund smirk, chanting "Freak! Freak!" under his breath. Justin's grip tightened on the tray, knuckles whitening, but he didn't drop it. Not yet. Instead, he straightened, those hazel eyes flickering with something sharper than hurt. Defiance, maybe, or the quiet fire of someone who'd learned long ago that words from pricks like Connor Hale were just expensive noise. Connor leaned back in his chair, all 6'2" of privileged sprawl, his Letterman jacket slung over the seat like a trophy. Elmwood was his kingdom. Daddy's alumni donation had paved his way here from Manhattan's Upper East Side, where doormen tipped hats and nannies wiped his spills. At 17, he was the golden boy, captain of the team, straight-A slacker, the guy who could charm a teacher out of a deadline extension with a wink. But beneath the easy grin lurked a meanness, honed sharp by a father who equated vulnerability with weakness, and a mother who popped pills to forget the echoes in their Park Avenue penthouse. Justin turned away, tray steady now, and walked to the far end of the room, where the scholarship kids clustered like outliers in a bell curve. He slid into a seat next to Lena, the theater major with purple streaks in her hair, who shot him a sympathetic glance. "Ignore that asshole," she muttered, passing him a bag of chips. "He's just mad his life's a scripted episode of Gossip Girl." Justin forced a half-smile, but inside, the words coiled like smoke. Freak, pathetic, seeping into the cracks he'd patched over years of whispers. Coming out at 14 in a small town upstate hadn't been brave. It had been survival. His dad had hugged him tight over the kitchen table, flour-dusted hands on his shoulders, saying, "Mijo, you're my heart, always." But here at Elmwood, on partial aid because Miguel pulled double shifts, Justin was the helps kid. The gay one. Classes dragged that afternoon, the autumn leaves outside the classroom windows turning the quad into a postcard of fiery reds and golds. Justin doodled in his notebook, swirling lines that might have been a face or a storm, while Professor Harlan droned on about Fitzgerald's green light in The Great Gatsby. "Illusions of the heart," the old man said, peering over his glasses. "What we chase often blinds us to what's real." Justin glanced across the room, where Connor slouched in the back row, phone hidden under his desk, thumbs flying, probably texting about the latest conquest or score. Their eyes met for a split second, Connor's narrowing, Justin's steady, and then it was gone, like a glitch in the Matrix. Dinner service was chaos in the kitchens, steam rising from pots of chili and cornbread, the air thick with cumin and laughter from the staff. Miguel, broad-shouldered and silver-streaked, barked orders in a mix of English and Spanish, his apron stained like a canvas of battles won. "Justo, pass the garlic," he called, and Justin complied, the routine a bomb. But as they plated the last trays, Miguel paused, wiping his brow. "You okay, hijo? Look like you saw a ghost." Justin shrugged, forcing lightness. "Just school stuff, Dad. Nothing new." Miguel's eyes, warm and knowing, lingered. "Those rich kids. They forget people like us built their empires." Heads high, yeah. Night fell crisp over the campus, the Adirondacks looming like silent guardians. Justin's dorm room was a shoebox in the East Wing, posters of indie bands curling at the edges, a string of fairy lights casting a soft glow. He flopped onto his bed, scrolling through his phone. Messages from Lena, a meme from his little sister back home in Syracuse. Then, buried in notifications, an anonymous DM on Insta. Freak show suits you. Stay in the kitchen. Attached was a screenshot of the cafeteria moment. Blurry but unmistakable. Connor's handiwork, no doubt. Justin's chest tightened, but he deleted it, thumb hovering over block before he thought better. Why give the bastard the satisfaction? Across campus, in the West Wing suites reserved for legacies, Connor paced his room, the Hudson River visible through floor-to-ceiling windows like a vein of silver under moonlight. His roommate, out cold from a kegger, snored softly. Connor's phone buzzed. Tyler. Epic burn today. Bro Reyes is toast. A grin tugged at his lips, but it faded fast, replaced by a gnaw in his gut he couldn't name. Mocking the kid was easy sport, a way to flex in front of the team to drown out the static in his head. Dad's latest voicemail echoed. Shape up, son. No room for softness in this family. Softness. Like the way Connor's stomach flipped last spring when he caught a glimpse of that actor in a movie. Broad shoulders, quiet intensity, and looked away too quick, heart hammering. He tossed his phone on the desk, stripping down to boxers and collapsing into bed. The academy's clock tower chimed midnight, a low toll that vibrated through the walls. Sleep came fitful, dreams tangled with cafeteria trays and hazel eyes that wouldn't quite meet his. Morning broke with frost on the quad, students bundled in North Face, breath clouding as they hustled to breakfast. Connor arrived late, sliding into his seat with a yawn, but the buzz was off. Whispers about a hazing prank gone wrong last night, some frosh tied to a goalpost. Tyler slapped his back. Your idea? Connor shrugged it off, but guilt flickered, unbidden. Justin, nursing coffee in the kitchen before his shift, overheard the staff gossip. Rich kids think rules don't apply, Miguel grumbled, kneading dough. Justin nodded absently, mind on the DM. He pocketed his apron and headed out, boots crunching leaves. Lit class again, Harlan assigning partner essays on Gatsby's illusions. Pair up, the prof said, and fate, that cruel jester, landed Justin with Connor. The room went still, a collective inhale. Connor's jaw ticked, but he leaned over, voice low. This gonna be awkward, Rainbow? Justin met his gaze, unflinching. Only if you make it, Hale. The bell rang, but the tension lingered, a live wire humming between them. Weeks blurred into a rhythm of frostbitten mornings and bonfire-lit evenings. Elmwood's fall formal looming like a promise of escape. Justin threw himself into work, extra shifts to pad the family fund, essays that bled honesty onto the page. Connor, meanwhile, dominated the field, his lacrosse sticker extension of his arm, cheers swelling as he scored the game winner against Riverton Prep. Post-game parties in the frat house basements pulsed with bass and bourbon stolen from parental cellars. Connor drank deep, chasing numbness, but one night, Tyler shoved a phone in his face. Another screenshot, Justin at the formal ticket booth, helping Lena sell stubs, his laugh caught mid-frame, genuine and unguarded. Bet he'd look good in drag, Tyler slurred, and the room howled. Connor laughed too. Loud, performative, but it stuck in his throat like glass. Later, alone on the balcony overlooking the dark woods, he pulled up Justin's profile. Public posts. Hikes in the Catskills with Miguel. Acoustic covers of Hozier on his guitar. A quote from Whitman. We were together. I forget the rest. Connor's thumb hovered, then swiped away, heart thudding against his ribs like it wanted out. The essay deadline crept closer, forcing proximity. They met in the library after hours, the space a cathedral of hushed leather and brass lamps. Justin arrived first, notes spread like a map, his hoodie zipped against the chill. Connor sauntered in 10 minutes late, coffee in hand. Traffic, he quipped, dropping into the chair. Justin arched a brow. From your dorm? Rough. They dove in Gatsby's parties as masks, Daisy's voice a green light of regret. Words flowed easier than expected, Connor surprising with insights sharpened by his own fractured home. Dad says love's a transaction, he muttered once, staring at the page. Justin paused, pen midair. Mine says it's the meal you cook for someone, even when you're bone-tired. Silence stretched, charged. Connor cleared his throat. You're not what I thought. Justin's eyes lifted, searching. And what's that? A beat. Nothing. Forget it. They packed up, but as they parted in the hall, Connor's hand brushed Justin's. Accidental electric. Neither pulled away fast enough. The formal arrived like a fever dream. The gym transformed into a glittering speakeasy. Crystal chandeliers dripping from rafters, jazz standards crooning from hidden speakers, the air scented with pine and perfume. Students in tuxes and gowns swirled under paper stars, the kind that mimicked Manhattan's skyline. Justin had begged off, citing kitchen duty, but Miguel waved him away with a wink. Go dance, Mijo. Life's too short for pots. Dressed in borrowed slacks and a button-down from Lena's thrift haul, Justin hovered at the edges, nursing punch that tasted faintly of rebellion. Connor spotted him from across the room, mid-laugh with a cluster of girls in sequins. Something twisted in his chest. Jealousy? No, couldn't be. He excused himself, weaving through the crowd, Tyler's voice trailing. Get it? Hail! But Connor's target wasn't conquest. It was collision. Reyes, he said, materializing at Justin's side. Ty loosened like an afterthought. Justin startled, nearly spilling his cup. Hail. Slumming it? Connor grinned, that disarming flash of teeth. Figured you'd chicken out. Glad you proved me wrong. They talked, halting at first, then freer, the punch loosening tongues. About music, Justin's folk playlists versus Connor's classic rock anthems. About Elmwood's hypocrisy, the headmaster's sermons on integrity while golfing with donors. When the band struck up a slow number, At Last by Etta James, Connor extended a hand, half joking. One dance. For the essay. Justin hesitated, pulse thrumming, then took it. The floor was packed, bodies a buffer, but Connor's palm was warm against his back, guiding without force. Justin's breath caught at the proximity. Soap and cedar, the faint stubble shadowing Connor's jaw. You clean up nice, Connor murmured, close enough that his words ghosted Justin's ear. Heat flooded Justin's face. Says the guy who looks like he stepped off a yacht. They swayed, the world narrowing to this pocket of rhythm, until Tyler's bellow shattered it. Hale's got a date, and heads turned, smirks blooming. Connor stiffened, hand dropping like it had burned. Justin stepped back, mask slipping into place. Thanks for the pity spin. He melted into the crowd, leaving Connor adrift, the song's lyrics mocking. You came along and my lonely days are over. Morning afters at Elmwood were hung over hazes, but Connor woke sharp-edged, replaying the dance in loops. The way Justin's eyes crinkled when he laughed, real and rare. He texted Tyler to shut up about it, then deleted a draft to Justin. Last night was, what? Fun? More? Instead, he hit the books, the essay turning confessional under his pen. Gatsby's illusions as his own, chasing status to outrun the ache Dad's approval left. He cornered Justin in the hall that afternoon, paper in hand. We nailed it. Harlan's gonna cream. Justin scanned it, nodding. Yeah, deep stuff, Hale. A pause, loaded. About last night. Connor shrugged, too casual. Crowd pleaser. No biggie. But it was. Practice ran long, Connor's shots wild, coach yelling about focus. In the locker room, steam thick as secrets, Tyler cornered him. Saw you with the cook's kid. What's the play? Prank. Connor's laugh was bark. As if, just messing. But the doubt seeded, Tyler's words a mirror to his fears. Dad's voice in his head, men don't. He trailed off, slamming his locker. Justin, scrubbing vats in the kitchen, felt the pull too. A dangerous gravity. Lena cornered him during break, eyes gleaming. Spill. You and Golden Boy. He waved her off, but she persisted. He's got that tortured artist vibe under the jerk facade. Careful, Jus. Night fell, and Justin strummed his guitar on the dorm steps, chords weaving melancholy. A shadow fell Connor, hands in pockets. That's Springsteen. Justin nodded, surprised. Thunder Road. Connor sat, uninvited. My mom used to play it. Before. Everything. Vulnerability cracked open. Raw. Justin set the guitar aside. Sounds like it hurt. Connor's gaze dropped. Yeah. Well. They talked till curfew. Connor's parents' divorce. The penthouse that echoed like a tomb. Justin's mom gone to cancer when he was 10. Miguel's quiet strength holding the pieces. You're lucky, Connor said, voice rough, to have that. Justin's hand found his knee, brief. Everyone's got something broken. It's what you build with the shards. Connor looked up, eyes stormy. Then, impulsive, he leaned in, lips brushing Justin's in a kiss that tasted of unspoken storms. Fireworks or lightning? Justin pulled back first, breathless. Connor. Warning, want. Connor stood, fleeing into the dark. Forget it. He couldn't. Days fractured, stolen glances in class. Connor's text cryptic. Sorry. Heat of the moment. Justin replied once. No apologies. Just truth. But truth was a blade. The essay earned an A+, Harlan praising their raw emotional core. Connor beamed at Justin across the room. A private sunburst. Yet Tyler's crew noticed the thaw, ribbing Connor mercilessly. Gone soft on the help? At the next game, Connor played fierce, but post-win, Tyler shoved a beer his way. Prove it. Ditch the fairy tale. Betrayal brewed slow. Justin opened up in fits, sharing playlists, a dog-eared copy of Auden's poems. Connor devoured them, margins filled with his scrawl. One evening, hiking the campus trails, leaves crunching underfoot, Connor confessed, halting. I think I like you. For real. Justin stopped, wind tousling his hair. Then act like it. Their second kiss was deliberate, under a canopy of maples, hands tentative on waists, hearts sinking like bass lines. It felt like homecoming or revolution. But empires crack. Tyler, suspicious, tailed Connor one night to the library nook where they studied, lips meeting over dog-eared pages. He snapped pics. Grainy, damning, and by morning, the group chat exploded. Hails a secret rainbow? Connor's phone blew up, bros turning to vipers. He denied it, furious texts flying. Photoshop bullshit. But the damage seeped. Whispers in halls, dads call that night. What the hell's this rumor? Fix it, son. Connor's world tilted, loyalty a noose. Justin felt the chill first, stares in the cafeteria, Lena's worried texts. Then Connor ghosted, no texts, averted eyes. In class, he switched seats. Justin confronted him after practice, rain slicking the fields. What happened? Connor's face twisted, guilt, fear. This can't. It's nothing. Justin's voice broke. Liar. He walked away, rain mingling with tears, the betrayal a fresh scar. Winter crept in, snow blanketing Elmwood like a shroud. Holidays loomed, students scattering to planes and trains. Justin stayed, helping Miguel with campus catering for the alumni gala. Tuck's tycoons toasting fortunes while he plated canapes in the shadows. Connor fled to the city, Dad's interrogation a gauntlet. You're Hailstock. Act it. But the penthouse felt colder, Springsteen's ghost in the speakers. He scrolled Justin's Insta. A post of fresh snow, captioned silent nights, heavy hearts. Connor's thumb ached to reply. Back at school, the rift festered. Tyler's crew escalated. Vandalism on Justin's locker. Ferry out. Miguel found him crying in the kitchen, arms enveloping. We fight or we fold, Eho. Justin nodded, but the weight bowed him. Connor watched from afar. The mockery he'd started, now a monster he'd unleashed. One night, alone in the dorms, he penned a letter. Pages of regret, admissions of his own buried truths, but tore it up, ashes in the trash. Spring thaw brought renewal or reckoning. Lacrosse season peaked, playoffs electric. Connor scored, but victory tasted ash. Post-game, Tyler cornered him in the showers. "Still pining for your little chef?" Connor snapped, fist connecting with jaw, crack echoing. "Shut your mouth." Tyler reeled, bloodied, the team fracturing. Coach benched him, dad furious. Embarrassment. But in the isolation, Connor saw clear, the worth he'd mocked. Now his anchor. He sought Justin at the trails, apology scripted in his head. But Justin was there with Lena, laughing at some joke, light unbroken. Connor hung back, heart clenching. One moment, he thought, that's all it takes. The alumni gala unfolded like a period drama gone lavish. Black ties and ball gowns gliding across the great hall, chandeliers winking like conspirators, the string quartet weaving Vivaldi into the night. Justin moved through it all a shadow in starched whites, tray balanced with foie gras and flutes of Veuve Clicquot. His smile polite as porcelain. Miguel directed from the wings, sweat beading under his chef's toque, pride flickering when eyes lingered on the spread. "Our best yet," he murmured to Justin during a lull. But Justin's mind wandered to the dance floor, where Connor held court, tall and tailored, arm looped with some debutante whose laughter tinkled like ice. Their eyes met across the divide, Connor's widening fractionally, Justin's cooling to frost. He turned away, serving a cluster of trustees, the clink of glass a barrier. Connor excused himself mid-conversation, pulse erratic, weaving toward the kitchens like a man parched. The swing door slapped open, steam and sizzle enveloping him. Justin looked up from the sink, sleeves rolled, suds to his elbows. "Lost, Hale?" Connor swallowed, words tumbling. We need to talk." Justin's rag stilled. "Now? Here." A nod, desperate. They slipped out a side door into the herb garden, moonlight silvering the boxwoods, air sharp with rosemary and regret. Connor paced, hands raking hair. The pics, Tyler sent them around. Said it was a joke. But Justin leaned against the wall, arms crossed. "And you let it spread. Ghosted me like I was yesterday's trash." Connor stopped, eyes pleading. "I panicked. The team. It's all I know." Justin's laugh was bitter. "Poor little rich boy. Try being the gay kid whose dad scrubs your toilets." The words landed like slaps, Connor flinching. "I know. God, I know. That first day I was an asshole because you scared me." "Scared?" Justin stepped forward, heat rising. "I didn't ask for your spotlight." Connor closed the gap, voice cracking. "You didn't have to. You're just you. Real. Everything here's fake." Vulnerability hung, a bridge or a bomb. Justin searched his face. Storm clouds parting? And softened, just a fraction. "Then prove it. Stop hiding." Connor's hand lifted, thumb brushing Justin's cheek. Tentative. "I'm trying." The kiss that followed was apology incarnate. Slow, searching, tasting of champagne and salt. Justin melted into it, then pulled back, resolve hardening. Trying's not enough. The gala's hum faded as they parted, Connor slipping back to the fray, Justin to the suds. But seeds stirred. Days warmed, snow yielding to mud season. Elmwood's paths slick with promise. Connor ditched Tyler's crew, lunches solo or with outliers. Lena warming to him over shared theater rants. He texted Justin sporadically, "Read Auden. It's different now." Justin replied sparingly, walls high but cracking. Their next meet was organic, library again, separate tables converging. "Mind company?" Connor asked, books in arm. Justin gestured, wary. They dissected poetry, laughter slipping in like sunlight. Lacrosse tensions simmered. Tyler, nursing grudge, spread venom. "Hale's gone queer." Coach pulled Connor aside. "Focus, son. Distractions lose games." But Connor channeled it, shots precise, team rallying despite fractures. Off-field, he volunteered at the kitchen. Awkward at first, chopping carrots under Miguel's bemused eye. "Heard you like my boys cooking," Miguel said one shift, knife steady. Connor flushed. "More than like." Miguel's nod was sage. Treat him right, or don't bother. Justin watched from afar, thaw accelerating. One evening, post-shift, they walked the quad, fireflies winking in the dusk. Connor opened up. Dad's affairs, Mom's haze of therapy and gin, the pressure to inherit a legacy of ledgers over love. I mocked you to not feel this. Justin stopped under a budding oak, hand on Connor's arm. Feel what? A breath. Alive. The kiss, there was mutual fire. Hands tangling in shirts, breaths mingling. No rush, just revelation. But betrayal's echo lingered. Tyler escalated. Anonymous emails to the dean, hints of inappropriate conduct. Whispers reached Harlan, who pulled Justin for a quiet word. Rumors, son. You okay? Justin nodded, stealing. Just noise, sir. Connor confronted Tyler in the dorms, voices rising. Enough. It's over. Tyler sneered. You're out, Hale. Whole team's laughing. The punch this time was mutual, fists, blood, security hauling them apart. Suspensions loomed. Dad's flight booked from the city. End this farce. Climax brewed at the playoffs. Riverton rematch under stadium lights. Crowd a roar of school spirit. Connor started. Adrenaline a drug. But midway Tyler, benched but bang, yelled from the stands, Queer captain! The slur rippled, jeers swelling. Connor faltered, stick slipping, Riverton's goal a dagger. Halftime in the locker room, coach's tirade white-hot. Pull it together. Connor sat numb, until a water bottle rolled his way. Justin, slipped in via kitchen pass, eyes fierce. You're more than their shit. Play for you. The words ignited. Second half, Connor dominated. Deke's goals, a hat trick that silenced the hate. Final buzzer, Elmwood 8-5. Teammates mobbed him, even Tyler slinking away. Connor scanned the crowd, finding Justin at the fence, grin wide. He vaulted the barrier, pulling him into a hug that blurred friend and more, cheers masking the intimacy. Post-game party thrummed, but Connor ditched for the trails. Justin meeting him under stars. You were incredible, Justin said, breathless. Connor cupped his face. Because of you. The kiss deepened, world fading, until headlights pierced. Dad's SUV, tires crunching gravel. Richard Hale stepped out, suit crisp, face thunder. Get in the car. Now. Connor froze, Justin paling. Dad, a glare. Not here. Justin backed away. Go. Mouth silent. The drive to the city was arctic. Dad's monologue a barrage. Scandal. Disgrace. You'll transfer, therapy, whatever it takes. Connor stared out at passing pines, resolve coiling. At the penthouse he unpacked. Not bags, but bones. I'm gay, Dad. And in love. Deal with it. Richard's face crumpled. Rage to ruin. You'll ruin us. Connor's voice steady. Or save myself. He walked out, cab to the station, phone buzzing. Justin's text, train to Syracuse? Dad's got room. Summer unfurled lazy, Elmwood a memory in rearview. Justin's home was a modest rancher. Backyard grill smoking with Miguel's ribs, Sister Sophia belting karaoke. Connor arrived tentative, duffel slung, but Miguel clasped his hand firm. Welcome, son. Days blurred. Hikes to Taganic Falls, mist-kissing skin. Nights on the porch, guitars duetting folk tunes. Lazy mornings tangled in sheets, touches chaste but charged. Love a quiet revolution. But conflict shadowed. Dad's lawyers called. Trust fund threats. Reparative ultimatums. Connor wavered, nights staring at ceilings. Justin sensed it one dawn over coffee. You don't have to choose. Connor's hand covered his. I already did. Yet the pull tugged legacy's gravity. A letter arrived. Inheritance papers, strings attached. Connor burned it in the sink. Flames dancing like defiance. Fall beckoned. Elmwood's acceptance letters in hand. Together this time, hand in public clasp. But Tyler's final jab. A leaked video of the gala kiss. Online venom exploding. Headlines. Prep school scandal. Lacrosse star's secret. Dad's damage control spun it. Youthful mistake. But the toll mounted. Hate mail. Dean's office summons. Climax crested at homecoming. Bonfire crackling. Crowd electric. Connor and Justin stood at the edge, shoulders brushing, until Tyler emerged from shadows, drunk and venomous. "Faggots!" he spat, shoving Connor. The scuffle erupted. Fists. Falls. Justin pulling Tyler off. His own lips split. Security swarmed, but the moment crystallized. Bystanders filming not mockery, but murmurs of support. Lena's voice cut. "Back off, bigot!" In the aftermath, Dean's hearing loomed. Connor faced it head-on. Speech raw. "I was the bully once. Now I know better. Love isn't scandal, hate is." Tyler expelled. Apologies proffered. Dad appeared unannounced, face haggard. "I was wrong," he said, hand extended. Not full mending, but a crack in the ice. Winter deepened their bond. Holiday lights strung in Justin's room. Miguel's tamales shared with Connor's tentative mom via video. Love flowered quiet. Notes in lockers, stolen afternoons in the observatory. Stars mirroring their vast unknown. Spring senior year hit Elmwood like a revival. Cherry blossoms rioting pink against the brick facades. The air humming with cap and gown countdowns. Justin and Connor navigated it hand in glove. Their rhythm a quiet defiance. Study dates in the greenhouse, where orchids bloomed as bold as their stolen kisses. Pickup games on the quad, Connor's throws finding Justin's mitt with unerring grace. The campus, once a coliseum of judgment, softened at the edges, whispers evolving to nods. Lena's theater troupe even roping them into a queer-inclusive skit for the spring showcase. Miguel noticed the shift, his kitchen wisdom dispensed over post-dinner walks. Love's like paella, mijo layers, spice, takes time to savor. Justin grinned, arm looped with Connor's. Ours has heat, but undercurrents stirred. Connor's phone still pinged with Dad's check-ins. Stilted, laced with progress reports from the family therapist. Richard Hale was trying, in his Wall Street way, funding a campus LGBTQ+ alliance, attending a PFLAG meeting incognito. Yet old habits died hard. A casual networking opportunity at a conservative gala came with strings. One night, son. For appearances. Connor wrestled it alone first, pacing the dorm at 2 a.m., moonlight slicing blinds. Justin found him at dawn, curled on the common room couch. "Talk," he urged, blanket draped. The confession spilled, guilt over the ask, fear of regression. Justin's hand stilled his. "You're not a prop. Say no." Connor nodded, dialing Dad that morning. "I'm out. For good." Richard's silence stretched oceanic. Then, "Proud of you." First. But betrayal's ghost wore new faces. Tyler, exiled to a military academy downstate, funneled resentment through proxies. Anonymous posts on the student forum, dredging cafeteria mocks and gala clips. Hale's sellout. They read, tallying like wounds. Connor shrugged them off publicly. But nights, they festered. Insecurity whispering not enough. Justin countered with actions. A mixtape labeled your soundtrack, tracks from Chapel Roan to Bruce, each a sticky note of affirmation. Summer internships loomed. Connor slotted at a Manhattan nonprofit, bridging privilege and service. Justin's at a Syracuse community kitchen, apprenticing under a James Beard nominee. Parting felt seismic, the drive to Penn Station a gauntlet of what-ifs. At the platform, hugs lingered, Connor's whisper fierce. 6 weeks, then fireworks. Justin's grin. 4th of July's got nothing on us. Manhattan swallowed Connor whole. Subway rumbles, skyline stabs of ambition. The nonprofit's office a hive of grant proposals and gala planning. He thrived, organizing youth panels on identity, his story a cornerstone. But solitude bit. Empty loft sublet, echoes of Elmwood's chaos. Texts to Justin flew hourly. Miss your laugh. Photos of falafel trucks mirroring Syracuse street eats. Justin's replies glowed. Clips of knife skills, Sophia's latest art. Miguel's thumbs up from the grill. Mid-July, conflict ignited. Dad summoned Connor to the penthouse for a family dinner. Mom medicated but present. Brother Ethan home from Yale. The spread was catered, Not cooked, conversation skirting edges. Then Richard slid a folder across linen. Internship extension offer, lucrative, with a firm specializing in traditional values lobbying. Your future, he said, eyes hopeful. Connor's fork paused. Dad. A plea. One compromise. For stability. The room tilted. Mom's voice soft. He's happy now, Richard. But Ethan chimed, oblivious. Come on. Bro, real money. Connor stood, chair scraping. I'm not for sale. He stormed out, hailing a cab to the bridge, Hudson churning below like regret. Phone in hand, he called Justin, not text, voice raw. I need you. Train ticket booked that night, Syracuse a beacon. Arrival was bomb. Miguel's embrace, Sophia's squeal, Justin's arms a harbor. They talked till dawn on the back deck, Firefly's witnesses. You're enough, Justin said, forehead to forehead. Always were. Love reaffirmed in quiet ways. Morning runs along Onondaga Lake, hands brushing. Evenings cooking fusion. Connor's risotto meets Miguel's sofrito. Laughter seasoning every bite. Fall semester beckoned, colleges diverging. Connor to NYU Tisch, film with a social lens. Justin to Cornell's AG program, sustainable food systems a nod to roots. Commuter trains bridged the gap. Weekends a weave of dorm crawls and Ithaca hikes. But climax brewed in the city, NYU's queer film fest approaching. Connor's short shades of green, a Gatsby riff on hidden loves. Starred Justin as the outsider, raw footage shot in Central Park summers. Screening night packed the auditorium, rainbow flags draping rafters, buzz electric. Justin in the front row, heart hammering as credits rolled. Dedication to the boy who saw me. Applause thundered, but post-cue and a confrontation crashed. A producer, schmoozed by dad's connections, cornered Connor. Edgy kid, but toned down the agenda. Markets hate preach. Connor bristled. It's truth. The man laughed. Truth sells if it's palatable. Justin, overhearing, stepped up. Palatable's why stories like ours stay buried. The exchange escalated. Voices rising, security glancing, until Dad materialized, face ashen. Enough. Private backstage, Richard faced his son. I pulled strings for this. And you sabotage. Connor's retort. You mean control. Mom, trailing, interjected. Let him fly, Richard. The air crackled, years of fractures surfacing. Affairs admitted, apologies choked. Richard deflated. I just wanted better for you. Connor's voice softened. This is better. Resolution flickered. The film won audience choice, Buzz landing Connor a fellowship. Dad attended the after-party. Awkward toast in hand. To new chapters. Not perfect, but progress. A handshake with Justin. Gruff. Take care of him. Winter holidays merged worlds. Hail penthouse for Christmas Eve. Syracuse for Noche Buena. Awkward thawed to tentative. Ethan grilling Justin on baseball. Mom sharing old photos of young Richard. Vulnerable. New Year's in Times Square. Connor and Justin elbow to elbow in the crush. Ball dropping as lips met. Confetti a veil. Spring brought capstones. Justin's thesis on community gardens. Sewn in Elmwood plots. Connor's senior project. A docuseries on queer youth in prep schools. Graduation dawned sun-drenched. Gowns billowing on the quad. Miguel beamed from the stands. Sophia waving pom-poms. Diplomas in hand. Connor pulled Justin aside behind the chapel. Future's scary, he admitted. Justin's smile. But ours. Yet one last betrayal shadowed. Tyler's final lash. A blog post dredging old scandals. Anonymous but traceable. Legal threats flew, but the sting landed. Resurfaced DMs. Connor's early mocks exposed. Guilt resurfaced, Connor spiraling. I started this poison. Justin held him through the night. And ended it. That's the story. Summer postgrad. Road trip west. Route 66 a ribbon of redemption. Stops at diners echoing Springsteen lore. Campfires under big sky. Love deepening in motel neon glow. Conversations on fatherhood dreams. Adoptions maybe. a home with herb gardens and film reels. Back east, jobs beckoned. Connor directing PSAs, Justin heading a Brooklyn co-op kitchen. One autumn evening, a year out, they stood on the Brooklyn Bridge, city lights a constellation. Connor knelt, not ring but promise. A vintage guitar pick, engraved Thunder Road. Marry me? Someday. Justin pulled him up, kiss ceiling. Yesterday. Years folded like well-worn pages. The ink of youth fading into the bolder script of adulthood. Connor and Justin's life in Brooklyn was a mosaic. Loft in Williamsburg with exposed brick and a fire escape herb garden. Mornings starting with espresso and Justin's omelets. Evenings ending in Connor's edit bay. Rough cuts flickering on screens. The co-op kitchen thrived under Justin's lead. Farm-to-table feasts feeding shelters and schools. Miguel visiting quarterly to consult on spice blends. His pride a quiet constant. You built something, Hios, he'd say, eyes misty over mole. Connor's films gained traction. Indies at Sundance, a Netflix special on coming-out stories that snagged an Emmy nod. Accolades came with spotlights, interviews probing. How'd the rich kid find his heart? Connor's answer always, in a kitchen sink, with a boy who wouldn't break. Justin watched from armchairs, hands squeezed under tables. Their love a private North Star amid public glare. But conflict never fully retires. It shapeshifts. Richard Hale's redemption arc stuttered. Board seats reclaimed. Old allies whispering about the son who strayed. A gala invite arrived. Gilded. Family reconciliation. Connor debated, Justin's counsel steady. Go if it heals. But boundaries. The night unfolded opulent. Met steps, donors in black tie. Connor escorting Justin, arm proud. Whispers slithered. That's the one. Richard greeted with a hug. Stiff but sincere. Mom's arm linked genuine. Dinner speeches lauded philanthropy. But post-dessert, a trustee cornered Connor. Your father's empire needs stewards. Consider the firm, discreet projects. The offer dangled like bait. Salary 7 figures. Legacy preservation. Connor demurred, but seeds of doubt sprouted. Bills piling for the co-op expansion. Justin's grad school dreams deferred for stability. Nights he paced the loft, city hum mocking. What if I could fund it all? Justin, chopping onions for stew, paused. At what cost? The argument simmered low. Accusations of resentment, defenses of practicality. Ending in silence, Justin crashing at Miguel's upstate. 3 days radio silent, Connor's world grayscale. He drove north, Adirondacks a blur, pulling up to the Reyes Rancher at dusk. Justin on the porch, guitar idle. I sold out once, Connor said, no preamble. Won't again. Justin's eyes searched, then softened. We decide together. Reconciliation was rain-soaked. Hugs under eaves. Talks till stars wheeled. Love's resilience a reaffirmation. Betrayal struck from within next. Connor's agent, poaching buzz, pitched a biopic. Hail Air, whitewashed as overcoming adversity. Connor's queerness a subplot. Justin a supportive friend. Scripts arrived, glossy lies. Connor shredded them, but the leak hit trades. Scandal son to star in family drama. Backlash erupted, queer media calling sellout, old Elmwood ghosts tweeting venom. Justin fielded calls at the co-op, voice calm but frayed. We're fine, he'd say. But nights, doubts crept. Am I holding you back? Climax crested at the co-op's harvest gala. Farm tables groaning under squash and cider. Lanterns swaying in the lofted space. Donors mingled. Miguel emceeing with charm. Sophia DJing indie sets. Connor arrived late, script folder in hand, not for sale but statement. Midway toasts, he took the mic. This place? His heart. Justin's heart. And mine. He read from the ruins. Twisted lines exposing the biopic's farce. Ending. Our story's no redemption arc. It's real. Messy. Ours. Applause swelled, but Tyler, uninvited, crashed from rehab shadows, stormed the stage, slurring, Liar! You mocked him first. The room froze, phones out. Connor faced him, unflinching. I did, and it haunts me. But growth isn't erasure, it's owning. Tyler lunged, but security, ex-team now allies, intervened. In the chaos, Richard appeared, unbidden, pulling Connor aside. I greenlit that script. Thought it'd fix things. Confession cracked him, years of suppression, his own hidden pains. Forgive. Connor hugged him, tears mingling. Working on it. Aftermath was alchemy. The speech went viral, not for scandal but solidarity. Donations flooding the co-op, Sundance pulling the biopic. Tyler entered therapy, a halting apology letter arriving months later. Justin and Connor's bond burnished stronger. Therapy sessions joint, vulnerabilities shared like recipes. Humanistic turns deepened. Miguel's health faltered, heart murmur from decades of double shifts, forcing Justin homeward pulls. Connor followed, camera in tow, documenting a short, The Cook's Legacy, Miguel's stories over simmering pots, lessons in love and labor. Screened at a local fest, it won hearts, Miguel's pride beaming brighter than awards. Mom's arc softened too, diving into art therapy, her paintings abstract bursts of color gifted to the loft. For the light you brought back, she wrote. Ethan, married now to a trans activist, bridged gaps. Family Thanksgivings a tentative feast of turkey and truths. Years layered, Justin's master's defended, a thesis on food sovereignty published. Connor's feature debut, Rainbow in the Rain, a tender queer romance set in upstate woods. Justin consulting on authenticity. They adopted a rescue mutt, Max, who claimed the fire escape as throne. Weddings waited, elopement in the Catskills. Just Miguel, Richard, Mom, and Sophia as witnesses. Vows exchanged under waterfall mist. In Flaws and Fire, I Choose You. Mid-30s brought maturity's patina. The co-op expanded to a network, Justin keynoting at food justice summits. Connor directed a series on American undercurrents, episodes weaving Elmwood threads. Dad retired, endowing a scholarship for the overlooked, first recipient a cook's kid from Queens. One crisp October, back at Elmwood for a guest lecture, they stood on the quad, leaves a carpet of memory. Students clustered, questions flying. How'd you survive the hate? Connor glanced at Justin. By seeing worth in each other. Laughter rippled, a new generation nodding. Betrayal's last whisper came gentle. An old DM resurfaced in a hacker dump, Connor's cafeteria cruelty archived online. He addressed it head-on, op-ed in The Atlantic. From mock to more, a reckoning. Responses poured, forgiveness from strangers, his own absolution. Evening fell, them driving south, radio crooning Hosier. Justin's hand on Connor's thigh. Full circle. Connor smiled. Better, spiral up. Decade's mark arrived unannounced. A quiet milestone in the loft's creaking floors and Max's graying muzzle. Justin, 35 now, ran the co-op empire from a corner office overlooking the East River. Sleeves rolled eternal. His laugh lines etching stories of boardroom battles won with empathy. Connor, same age, helmed a production company, Hail Reyes Films, greenlighting tales of the marginalized. His office walls papered with Sundance posters and Polaroids of Justin Midchop, flower-dusted and grinning. Life's tapestry wove richer. Sophia, wed to her artist love, birthed a niece, Elena, who toddled the loft weekends, demanding Uncle Con stories. Miguel, retired but robust on beta blockers, captained community grills, his tamales legend at block parties. Richard, softened by grandkid cuddles, volunteered at the alliance he'd once eyed warily. Mom's gallery shows a family pilgrimage. Yet drama simmers eternal. A biopic revival pitched, Elmwood Echoes, helmed by a hotshot director claiming, nuanced queer lens. Scripts arrived sanitized. Connor the villain redeemed, Justin the saintly savior, their love a footnote. Connor balked, but the producer, Tyler's distant cousin, irony's Barb, leaned in. Your dad's on board. Legacy gold. Richard confessed over scotch. I thought. Closure. Betrayal's echo, paternal this time, stung fresh. Conflict crested at a family summit. Penthouse dinner. Tensions taut as bowstrings. Ethan mediated, Sophia fierce. Don't erase us for polish. Justin, voice even. Our scars make the light. Connor faced dad. Raw. I forgive the past, but not rewriting it. Richard's crumble was cathartic. Tears tracking wrinkles. Admission. Feared losing you to my mistakes. Embrace followed. The film shelved, replaced by a co-produced doc. Unscripted lives. Raw testimonies from prep school survivors. Romance bloomed perennial. Anniversaries marked unrand. Picnics in Prospect Park. Guitars under willows. Vows renewed in whispers. One summer, they traced Route 66 reverse. Motels trading youth's haste for savor. At the Grand Canyon, Dawn painting rims gold. Connor knelt proper. Ring simple, platinum with engraved maples. Forever. Justin's yes was whoop. Kiss cliffside fierce. Wedding proper waited till spring. A Brooklyn warehouse affair. Farm tables from the co-op. String lights like Elmwood's formal gone right. Miguel walked Justin, eyes proud. Richard stood sentinel for Connor, nod solemn. Vows echoed Whitman. I celebrate myself and sing myself, and what I assume you shall assume. Dance floor swirled. Lena's toast body, Ethan's heartfelt, Sophia's playlist a time machine. First dance to Thunder Road. Bodies close, world hushed. Post-honeymoon, Catskills cabin, hikes and hearth. Life accelerated. Elena's baptism, queer family redefining ritual, drew Richard to tears. Justin's TED Talk on food as resistance went mega. Invites flooding. Connor's series snagged Oscar's buzz. Red carpet arm in arm. Flashes blind but grip sure. Climax's shadow fell gentle. Miguel's decline. Murmur worsening to valve scare. Hospital vigil in Syracuse. Machines beeping like accusations. Justin at bedside, Connor's hand anchor. You taught me to cook heart, Justin murmured. Miguel's rasp. You are the heart, Mijo. Passing was peaceful. Dawn light. Family chorus of songs. Funeral a celebration. Co-op feast. Stories swapped. Miguel's recipes printed like psalms. Grief's wave crested raw. Justin's silence. Connor's overwork. Therapy unpacked it. He was my compass. Connor's nod. Ours now. Memorial garden planted at the co-op. Herbs Miguel loved. Plaque. Seasoned with love. Healing flowered slow. Trips to his grave. Talks with Elena about Abuelo's magic. Humanism's grace emerged in ripples. Richard, unmoored by loss, confided his own regrets. Youthful crushes buried for boardrooms. Wish I'd been braver. Connor's film Father's Fires captured it. Intergenerational dialogues healing divides. Tyler, reformed in sobriety circles, reached out. Coffee tentative, amends halting. I was lost. Sorry doesn't fix. But Justin's grace. It starts. Mid-40s they fostered teens from the system, stories echoing their own. First, Alex, 17 and guarded, lacrosse stick in hand. Heard your scandal, he quipped first meet. Connor laughed. Ours now. Family grew patchwork. Dinners chaotic with debates and dough. One December eve, snow dusting the bridge, they walked it again. Rings glinting, breaths clouding vows. Elena, 10 now, skipped ahead, Sophia trailing. Back home, tree trimmed with elmwood ornaments. Max snoring by hearth. Justin poured eggnog. Connor cued It's a Wonderful Life. Our plot. Justin teased. Connor's kiss. Best kind, human. Legacy lingered. Elmwood invited them keynote. Grads rapped. Quad alive. Connor spoke first. Mockery taught me cruelty's hollow. Justin followed. Worths in the rising, together. Q&A brimmed hope. A frosh echoing. Thanks for the map. Dusk fell, them driving home. Radio hosier fading to static. Hand in hand, city lights a promise. No tidy bows. Life's drama ebbs, flows. But in the mess, love's the truest arc. From cafeteria jeers to this quiet highway, they journeyed far. And still ever forward. Epilogue whispered in sunsets. Gray hairs shared, adventures plotted, cross-country with the kids, vineyard in Tuscany maybe. Betrayals? Mere chapters. The story? There's unwritten, worth every word.